Monday, April 25th, 2025, and we've got world leaders power tripping, group chats leaking war plans, and the Vatican prepping for a funeral. That's basically a global state event. Grab your coffee, let's get into it. Pope Francis dies at 88, a saint send-off and a global pause. Pope Francis, the reform-minded, people-loving pontiff, has passed away at 88. Crowds have already begun gathering at the Vatican, where his body lies in state, and preparations are underway for what will be one of the most watched funerals of the decade. In a twist that made Catholic Twitter explode, Donald Trump was among the first to post condolences, writing, "Rest in peace, Pope Francis." No extra commentary, no all caps rants, just respectful. Either he got hacked or someone finally explained diplomacy to him. Vatican's Camerlengo, think of him as the church's interim CEO, is now running things until the College of the Cardinals selects a new pope. No word yet on frontrunners, but we all know the smoke signal watch party is about to go viral. Pete Hegseth's national security nightmare, from signal leaks to family briefing. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is quickly becoming the poster child for how not to handle classified info. First, he dropped military plans in a signal group chat that, accidentally included a journalist, and now he's under investigation for allegedly briefing his wife and personal attorney on top secret intel like he was prepping them for a group project. Yes, family, not generals, not the National Security Council, family. According to DOJ records, Hegseth reportedly shared sensitive details about cyber operations and troop developments in the Middle East, describing it as keeping his household in the loop. Sir, this is not a family newsletter. And while he hasn't publicly commented, let's be honest, it's giving Chardonnay and state secrets. If you're wondering how classified intel ended up between the charcuterie board and a glass of Pinot Grigio, well, Hegseth hasn't exactly been known for tight lips and dry nights. Let's be real, sharing war logistics over Signal is reckless enough, but turning your dinner table into a situation room, that's not just dangerous, it's a national security risk that could embolden enemies and endanger American lives. Bottom line, we've got a Secretary of Defense treating foreign policy like a group chat, and the question isn't whether this is bad, it's whether anyone's finally going to do something about it. Trump versus the courts, another branch, another battle. The Trump administration is now testing the very limits of judicial authority. Again, after being blocked by multiple federal judges on policy after policy, immigration, education, FEMA staffing, Trump's legal team is taking an aggressive stance, arguing that district judges shouldn't have the power to issue national injunctions at all. This is one of those nothing to see here moves that actually could rewrite how our entire court system functions. If successful, it would kneecap the judiciary ability to stop executive overreach because apparently we're speed running through the separation of powers like it's a tutorial. Ukraine and NATO, Trump puts a lock on the door. Kremlin cheers. The Kremlin is smiling. Never a great sign. This week, President Trump officially ruled out NATO membership for Ukraine, and the Russian government wasted no time calling it a positive correction. Moscow's been angling for this moment for years, and now it's getting exactly what it wants. Russian state media practically threw a victory parade, framing the decision as proof that U.S. global dominance is over. And while Trump's team insists this is about avoiding global conflict, critics argue it's just handing Putin a diplomatic win and leaving Ukraine out in the cold. Ukrainian officials, for their part, seem blindsided. After years of bloodshed and fighting for Western support, they're suddenly being told the alliance they fought for isn't in the cards. This isn't just a recalibration, it's a hard pivot, a signal to allies that America's foreign policy is now America first. Everyone else, maybe. And if you're wondering who benefits from that, well, just ask the guy in the Kremlin with the smirk on his face. China issues warning on global trade deals. Beijing has thrown some serious shade at the U.S., warning it opposes any agreement made by the U.S. with third-party nations that comes at China's expense. Translation, stop playing economic risk around Asia without us at the table. This warning comes amid U.S. efforts to boost trade ties with Taiwan, India, and Vietnam, moves China sees as economic encirclement. And let's be honest, it kind of is. But in this version of Monopoly, no one's flipping the board yet. And that's your Monday morning rundown. Sharp, sassy, and just grounded enough to survive another news cycle. We unpacked everything from national security oopsies to NATO side eyes and global diplomacy on the edge. Because if world leaders won't act right, at least we can stay informed. I'll be back tomorrow, barring any signal group invites from Pete Hegseth. And hey, if I do get one, I'll bring snacks and subpoenas. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. It's the easiest way to stay smarter than whoever's running the show. Now go out there and run your day before someone in power tries to reroute it. See you tomorrow.